So folks, today I decided to go on Kamla's Facebook page and just check it out, and I was totally surprised at what I saw. I mean, her own supporters are just simply laying into her government. They're talking about its incompetence, how she isn't doing anything for the public servant. In fact, why am I trying to remember off the top of my head? Why don't we go to her page, shall we? And I could actually quote what her supporters are saying. So let's go. So Kamla Prasad, it's loading. Okay, here it is. So it's under her latest post that says, "No one is more mindful of the need for reasonable adjustment to the terms and conditions of the men and women of the police service who lay down their lives every day in defense and protection of our citizens. The same is held true of many other public servants who faithfully serve the nation. Your government has to act with fiscal responsibility and make prudent decisions, which in the short term may be unpopular." Kamla's usual rhetoric. Anyway, let's go down to the first comment. So Joanne Hospidales says, "Seems like all your decisions unpopular," right? The next comment is by Marsha Badassi. "My family is full of public servants. We do our job. Don't go there." And Ali Winter makes some very good points. She says, "But what you feel is only you paying tax or what? Public servants don't work, you say? I wonder who does organize your tax return. I wonder who does do the groundwork and paperwork to provide people in all ministries. I wonder who does the payments for the entire public service. I wonder who are the people that organize the salary for every single government officer, clerical to government minister to cabinet senator. I wonder who does be the people you all meet and be rude to because all you had a bad day. But when you come for info, we just be smiling and patient. If everybody do what they have to, listen to instructions and stop doing like private service is better than public service, and stop looking down at public servants when you walk into a ministry or government office, you wouldn't be treated the way you treat us." I am glad that, she goes on to say, "I'm glad that police officers getting an increase, but I don't know about that. But anyway, let me continue reading what she says. But does it have to be so much? How much would prison officers get then? Then there are the fire officers, defense force, coast guard, teachers, doctors, nurses. So we, the public service, don't deserve a double-digit increase as well? Then when all the increases in salary comes through, the price of all commodities in the country goes up. Where's the price control that the government spoke of? Every single month, basic food prices are going higher and higher, and people finding it hard to survive. Come on, Madam Prime Minister, take a look at what is going on and please try and fix the basic. People in the country need to be able to afford the basic to be comfortable and survive. Think about it." I mean, as you can see here, Ali Winter is very passionate about what she has to say, and her points are very valid. And not only that, they express a certain sentiment and a feeling that is being felt throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And I mean, we come here now, and then we see Jack Warner saying, the Prime Minister has the highest approval rating in the country. The only reason people are talking rubbish is because she's Indian and because she's a woman. I mean, even Sheila Rampersad, in her excellent article, Quarreling with Polls, just shows you the mentality of this PP regime, right? In the first introduction of her article, she says, "The Prime Minister's Facebook objection to a Sunday Guardian headline, PM's rating falls, answers a question that has bubbled in my mind since the still unexplained Rashmi Usha Ramnarayan appointment. Does the Prime Minister know the extent of public dissatisfaction, disappointment and resentment towards her and her government? I can answer that, Ms. Rampersad. I can answer that and say that no, she doesn't. Now they are so desperate. Jack Ward has to come out shouting racism and sexism at the same time. Well, just take a look at Kamla's own Facebook page. See if it's racism or sexism or just plain that people are fed up. Even her own supporters are just simply fed up. People are just fed up. So let them continue playing games and pointing fingers. You know, while they're treating their, people who voted for them with scorn and disgust. Estlin Paul, another commenter on Kamla's page, says, "We public servants and police officers were responsible for voting in this PP government. And I can faithfully say, if there's no backing up, lol, they'll be voted out. Despite all the ills that is said about public servants and police officers, the country cannot stand on its own without us. So please, blind nationals, please open your eyes to a reality. In all sectors, there are corruption." So, she doesn't finish what she says here. And then Sandra Tilok D. Harry says, "Everybody does work harder. I am a public servant, so I want an increase in salary too. If they're giving 20% to police officers, public servants should be given the same, because we are underpaid and overworked." Again, I'm not sure about the government and their commitment to this 20%, as I've heard nothing to prove that they are actually giving police officers 20%. So Ricky Mohammed says, "I've never seen an honest politician. All of them is a bunch of thieves and liars on both sides of the bench." Right? And it just goes on and on. I mean, I implore all of you, instead of me sitting here and reading all of it, to go and take a look at it, because it just demonstrates that, I mean, who is Jack kidding saying she's popular? And were the opinion polls right in that her support is collapsing? As we can see, yes, they were. I mean, she just doesn't seem to get it. It also seems that nobody is supporting her. Her support is collapsing because she is being, too arrogant. She needs to focus on what is right and true for the benefit of all of Trinidad and Tobago. And I mean, that's as much as I can say. And I ask all of you to go and take a look at Kamla's page. They might delete comments, who knows, but take a look at her page.